that I wanted to share about how not only I became closer to Jesus, but how also my family was brought closer to Jesus by this experience. As you know, I'm an avid golfer, and all summer I travel around the country to play golf. And I was at my biggest event of the summer called the U.S. Girls Junior, which is basically the U.S. Open for everyone under 18. I had played the first round. I played really well, was in great position to make the cut, and I got a phone call the next morning. My dad and I were in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and my mom had stayed home that week. And we got a phone call that morning from my neighbor who said that there was an ambulance in our driveway. So we told him to go over and try to find out what was going on, and my dad was able to get on the phone with the EMT that was there, and they told him that my mom was blue and cold to the touch and was barely able to dial 911. So obviously our hearts just kind of stop in that moment. There's nothing we can really do. We're so many hours away, and we don't even really understand the situation or what's going on. But she was able to make it to the hospital, and we packed up all our stuff right away, got to the airport as fast as we could, and on the way there we got a call from my grandma saying, y'all need to get home right now, as soon as you can. Fort Wayne, Indiana is not a very big place, and there are only 3 gates in the airport. The next flight we could get out wasn't until 3 more hours, and it wasn't even direct to Houston. We didn't end up getting home until 12 hours later, and on our second flight, we had a rain delay, and we sat on the runway for 2.5 hours in the pouring rain, and basically we had no idea whether my mom was going to be alive when we got home or not. And I really thought that in that moment I would be scared to death, but it was almost an eerie peace that came over me, because I wasn't sure that my mom would be okay, but I was sure that whatever was going to happen, it was going to happen for the best, and that whatever was going to happen, Christ meant for that to happen. And I started thinking about, what if I wasn't a Christian in this situation, and what if I didn't know that? How hard would it be for those people? And that's what I really like about FCA, because it gives the opportunity to bring people to Christ who would never otherwise know Christ. So in that moment, just saying hundreds and hundreds of prayers to please make my mom be okay, we finally get home that night, and we make it to the ICU unit around 9 at night, and she's okay. She's doing better than they thought, but when we got there, they pulled my dad and I aside and said, even though she's doing better now, it's not over, and she still has to make it through tonight, and the chances don't look very good. We were able to stay overnight, and she started healing incredibly quickly. The next day, the doctor came in, and he told us that he had never seen anyone recover from blood clots in their lungs that quickly, and it was truly a miracle, and that when she got to the hospital, she was within 5 minutes of death, and she only had a 20% chance to live, but she made it, and she was out of the woods, and everything was going to be okay. And just being able to trust in God through all of that, and knowing that even if she wasn't going to be okay, that I was going to be able to see her in heaven one day, was the most amazing thing. For that next month, I didn't even think about golf. I didn't pick up a golf club. I spent the whole time with my family, and it was unbelievable just how one phone call can change everything, and how you realize in a second what's really important. I was getting so wrapped up in golf and how I was playing, and just to realize that that doesn't even matter. So I'm just so thankful that Jesus Christ has been able to work in my life, and that I was able to have that peace through that tough situation. So I just want to thank FCA for giving this opportunity to these kids, because it is an unbelievable opportunity, and I am so blessed to be a part of FCA. Thank you.